All right, so we ready to talk about GP add-ons, 5,000 and less, and free ones to boot? So to give you guys a little bit of background, you know, Microsoft for a while was buying up a lot of ISV GP add-on products, and they were trying to, you know, buy them up and then they could sell them and offer them. But then what Microsoft decided they were going to do was just concentrate on the core GP, you know, the core financial module, the core distribution module. And so all of these ISV products that are out there add on to GP, they bolt on. Most of them are embedded in the GP windows, so you really don't even know you're using an add-on product. It looks just like GP. The folks that develop the ISV products, they meet several times a year. They get together. Microsoft has them on a pretty strict schedule where they have to have the updated version, you know, as new releases of GP come out, they have like 3 to 6 months tops to get their product up, you know, to the newest level. So there's strict guidelines, but they get together, they meet. A lot of the ISV products work with each other as well. So when we say ISV products, it's really just additional features to GP. Is what we're getting at. And the reason we like to talk about these is, especially the more inexpensive ones, is because there are needs. You know, you may do a manual process for something, and it's like, hey, for a couple $100 or maybe even a couple thousand, we can alleviate that issue, get you out of Excel or whatever. So, so we do like to talk about them and tell you what's out there. So with that being said, let's get started. So we're going to talk about 15 GP add-on products that are under $5,000, and then we're going to talk about 10 that are free. So, and everybody loves free. All right, so number one, and this is in no particular order, but number one on our list of under 5K products is the Advanced Revenue and Expense Deferrals from Binary Stream. So, you know, GP has revenue and expense deferrals built in to the financial module, but it's limited. So a couple of things that this product does that the standard GP doesn't do is you can create revenue and expense deferrals based on sales line items. So GP's version would take the whole sale amount and, you know, amortize it, but this, you can do it by line items. You can also create automated schedules. So transactions are posted, you know, they link back obviously to the original document. One of the other nice features about this is you don't have to post all of your future revenue recognition when you run through the process. Like in GP, you have to post out to future periods. With this product, you don't necessarily have to do that. Couple other things that it offers. You can recognize revenue. So apparently there's special revenue recognition for the software industry. And so this product may work to kind of streamline and automate that revenue recognition process. You can also recognize revenue based on events. So, you know, certain triggers, events, or milestones. So there's a lot of good, more complex things you can do with this product. And hopefully then it gets you out of Excel. The goal is, you know, to have the information in GP where you can report on it and get out of Excel. So Binary Stream has a number of small products. This is called their Manager Series. And there are a handful of products out there, all very inexpensive. to meet different needs. Serial and lot number processing, for example, will auto create serial and lot numbers for you. So if you guys are having a pain point, or, you want to talk about some issues you're having, we could look at, some of these products or some of the other offerings. But I wanted to show you because they have a handful of inexpensive products. One of them we're going to look at a little bit further, and that's the National Accounts Payable. So in GP, on the customer side, we have national accounts for customers where you can have a parent customer and then children customers underneath. With this product, you can do that on the payables side as well. And so some of the features, some of the nice things that this will do for you is it will consolidate multiple vendor payments and automatically apply payments to child invoices. You can cut a single check for parent accounts instead of all the individual vendors. You can get a separate remittance per child vendor if you wanted. And there's lots of reporting capabilities that come with this as well. So the next one, collections management. This product, for a while, Microsoft had purchased, and it was actually part of core GP. When you bought GP, collections was included. They've since turned it back over to Professional Advantage, who created the product. And so now it is an ISV product, again, that hooks into GP. So the collection management module is really nice because it allows you to track notes and activity as you go to collect on customers. You can type in your collection notes. You have mass emailing or mass letter sending out capabilities. And if you do mass email or, mass print a bunch of letters, it will automatically add a note on all of the customers that that you're sending that letter or email out to. So one of the other nice features with this is you get the receivables trial balance report, and they have a different version of that report where you actually get the customer notes from this screen onto your AR trial balance report. So again, a lot of times when people are collecting, you're manually typing those notes into an Excel spreadsheet. So this allows you to type it into GP where it's visible to multiple people and then print the report out with the notes on it. Advanced bank rec. Who uses GP's bank reconciliation process? So some people do not. So GP's bank reconciliation process out of the box is fine for some of our clients, but it doesn't meet the need for all of our clients. Because you have to do everything through the bank module in order for it to show up in the checkbook, sometimes, it causes issues for some of you guys. So Nolan has this advanced bank rec product that actually matches your bank statement information to your cash GL account. So it bypasses the whole bank module in GP. I know some people are reconciling in Excel, and this might be a nice alternative to look at because it does match your GL transaction detail with the bank statements. You also have the ability, obviously, to group things like deposits and whatnot, because if you get several checks in a day, it's going to show up as probably one deposit amount on the bank statement. So we have several clients on this, and people really like it. Any questions so far? Okay. Commissions. Again, GP has a simple commission capabilities built in, but it doesn't meet everybody's needs. So Etha Tech has actually 2 commission plans, one called the Keystone Commission Plan and the other called Apex. Apex is a little more complex than Keystone, and it's more expensive. But the Keystone product, again, comes in under the $5K mark. And so you get, the ability to do way more complex commission calcs. Again, getting you out of Excel is the goal here. Yes, sir. And Sean does a lot of the Etha Tech implementations for us. So.
Right. One of the huge things for this too, from a company that's working with it right now, is that this will actually move your commissions over to payable side too. So there's no more of this. Okay, it only got hit on the sales side, and now it's posted there. And now I have to run some reports and go over to the payable side and cut payables checks for my salespeople. It will move that over to the payable side, or the general ledger, or even payroll. So it's got a lot of that nice functionality to bridge that gap, similar to what you would see in a refund check or something like that. Take it from one, drop it into the other.
Good point.
That was Excel.
Yeah. So in one of the surveys that Etha Tech did, this is what they've kind of, obviously this is a sales slide, but go ahead. I'm not here to sell you guys products, but I really do want you to know that there's, products out there that can maybe help. So the goal is not the sales side, but I think it is a valid point that people do spend a lot of time doing these, calculated, complex, commission calcs in Excel, and this could save you some time and money. So. All right, Etha Tech has this other product, and this is kind of exciting. So I am working with a client right now who we just engaged with them. They are coming off of Solomon and going on to GP. And one of the things that they have now in Solomon is they have their batch IDs, auto increment, so they don't have to manually create batch IDs. And so as I was pulling information for this presentation together, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I just talked to you guys about this last week. There's a product that will automatically number your batches for you. The other thing it'll do, though, not only batch IDs, but it will auto number customers, employees, vendors, salespeople. It even works with Winsoft for anybody that's using the job cost module. Fixed assets, although the fixed asset module now also has an auto number capability built in. So the next 2 slides are related to GP payroll, one of them being the employee email suite. So this is a relatively cheap product that allows you to automatically email out direct deposit earnings statements, W-2s, 1095s. It also enables mobile viewing for people that want to, open stuff on a tablet or a mobile device. So it's a quick add-in to help communicate with employees and push that information out to them. The other one, and these are both by a company called Integrity Data, is the negative payroll. So in GP, if you were manually going to have to correct a payroll entry, it's a pretty manual process and could take up to 17 steps. This product bolts on and allows you to do it in, 1 step versus the 17. So it really does help speed things up for, making corrections to prior period payrolls. How many people use payroll? Jeff, I know you do. Okay. Makar check printing. We have this, this is probably one of the most used products out there. How many people print Makar on their checks today? Okay, through something else. Okay. Yep. So McCormick gives you the ability to print your Makar encoding on checks. You can do this for payables and payroll. But it also allows you to, so you can use blank, completely blank check stock, or you can use pre-printed check stock. You can have multiple approvers and signators. So you can put thresholds where, you know, under $5,000 I need one signature, or, you know, over $10,000 I need two signatures. You can do stuff like that. You also have enhanced security options. You can, you know, have the signature in a JPEG or bitmap file and print on the checks for you. So Makar also has this other product called I can't even speak today, MultiBatch Management. And what this allows you to do is create all types of payment batches all within one screen across multiple GP companies. So if you have more than one GP company and you're spending a lot of time going in and out of each company to process payables, you might want to look at this product to help speed that process up and help automate it a little bit for you. Company Data Archive. So there is a product out there, obviously, called Company Data Archive. And what it does is it allows you to move old historical data into like an archive company. What that then helps you do is it helps speed up processing. So because you don't have as many records to go through, you know, lookups become faster, transaction processing becomes faster. It also helps with during upgrades, enables faster upgrades and backups. And because we're just archiving the data, you know, it's still accessible in another GP company and an archive company. And so there's reporting and stuff that comes along with it. And we have several companies using this as well. People that have been on GP a long time and have 12 or 15 years of history, and, you know, sometimes things slow down a little bit, you know, this can help.
So all of those records from all the modules, like you pick a date?
Yep, you pick a date range and it'll move it for you. So well, here's what it doesn't do though. It does not, one of the downsides of this, it does speed up transaction processing in GP, but it doesn't do much to shrink the database sizes in SQL. So, and some people expected that or expect that to happen too with this, and it doesn't really shrink the database.
And could we still query it through the archive company if we need to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
archive company remains a fully functional GP company.
Right.
And,
Right.
And yet you could move it off onto something other than your main server to free up space as well?
You could. Well, it would have to be on a SQL, so it's still a SQL database.
Right.
So you'd have to have SQL somewhere else, but you could potentially move it off somewhere if you wanted to. Did you have another?
Plus, if you have third-party add-ons, some added layers.
Okay.
that we have to assist with. It's not as simple as if you just have GP4 stuff. We actually have to help you with that part. It involves moving the tables, physically moving the tables in the back.
Okay, good to know. So third party, if you have a lot of third party add-on products, there may be additional work to kind of move that data as well.
But you said we may not always be aware whether or not
They do appear as if they're part embedded in GP, but you know, there are places where we can go to see all the add-ons that you guys have. You have a set file that we can pull and it will show. So yes.
Okay, we have a question from David online. With company data archiving, will it also archive retired parts, numbers, and retired bill of materials?
It's everything.
It's everything. So that,
Manufacturing, right?
yeah, that would be manufacturing.
Added layers that
Yeah, that might be another added layer that we'd have to help move some of that data over, but
Okay.
yeah.
And then aside from it being under $5,000, do you know the approximate cost of it? That was David's other question.
No.
Get back to him on that one.
Yeah, we can get back to him on that. I didn't put prices. I mean, some of these are literally like hundreds of dollars. This one isn't. This is a couple thousand, but I don't know the exact.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of variables that go into that.
Well, there is. And so, and just know too, when I say that, we're talking about the product being under $5,000. If for whatever reason you guys need our help to help implement or install or whatever, then the service hours I'm not including in the under $5,000 umbrella. Auditor. It's a product by Rockton Software, and it helps with SOX compliance. So it does do data change tracking in GP. You know, we get a lot of calls from our clients. Hey, can you look up when somebody changed the vendors, or, you know, GP inherently doesn't really track changes to master records. So there are products that actually we can turn, I mean, I take that back. We can turn things on behind the scenes in GP if you think there's a problem or you want to track a specific, you know, instance or changes that are going on in the system. However, when we turn that on behind the scenes in GP, it gathers a lot of data, and so it it causes a big, what am I trying to say? It takes up a lot of space. Yeah.
Will just continue to accumulate.
Right. So it accumulates a lot of data quickly and then can slow down, you know, processing times and transaction, you know, how long it takes to move around within GP. So these add-on products track changes, but they don't necessarily slow the system down and stuff. So a lot of, right, and these are a little more specific where you can track specific changes. GP's tracking, right, right. Yes, and this gives you a lot more detail. So for some of our bigger clients, we have this. There's also some products that track that kind of stuff through FastPath as well. So, and then this one has where you can require an authorization before a change is made too. You can turn that on with this product. So. Number 13, SmartFill. So SmartFill is a really nice add-on product. I don't think this one's very expensive. This is probably well, I don't want to guess. I'm not going to say it's one of the in the hundreds. It might not be, so I'm not going to say that. But this is more like a Google search within GP. So you know how when you go to look up a customer or a vendor and you start typing and you know, it's not sometimes very user-friendly. You have to change the view to look at vendor name instead of vendor ID and stuff. Well, when this product is added in, it acts more like a Google search, and you can just start typing, you know, the first few characters, and you get a list of potential matches, and so it helps speed things up for you. Has over 4,000 predefined lookups. So
you could like look up an account description by starting to type the description.
yes. Yeah.
So like accounts receivable, that's one that you have to switch one to the other.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. So this, you know, you don't have to change the column in which you're searching on like you do in standard GP.
Diane, online David asks, do you define the fields that it is active on versus using all 4,000 that come with it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. This also lets you save, the lookups then too. So you don't have to keep, like in GP, sometimes it saves, like if you set it to always look up by vendor name, you can save that, but sometimes other lookups, you kind of have to toggle back and forth each time. So Rockton also has this GP toolbox, and there's a lot of interesting things in here. I think there's like 27 tools in here. So some are related to security. They have an inactivity timeout that allows you to specify a particular time where all users should be logged out of the system, and then you can, kick people out and stuff if needed. Sometimes that's nice when you're all working in a terminal server environment because people will close down their remote desktop session, but they don't close down GP. And, you need to run Windows updates, or we need to do, a service pack or something, and we've got users in the system, and it just slows everything down. So this is a nice tool, that can help keep that to a minimum and kind of clean things up. So all sorts of tools in here. I won't go into them all, but. Okay, multi-entity management. This is the last tool, and this is closer to $6,000. It's like $5,500, I think, is the price for this one. But this is a nice tool, and Jessica talked a little bit about it during her fixed asset presentation. Basically, the multi-entity management software you can take multiple GP databases, multiple entities, facilities, throw them all in one GP database, and it will do the do to, do from accounting behind the scenes. So you don't manually have to do to and do froms. This handles it all behind the scenes for you. It's a nice product. We have a lot of people on it.
And you don't have to have
Right,
and you don't have to worry about, well, I posted it in one company.
right. I forgot the other. The other nice thing about this is because everything is in one company, you have one vendor list, one customer list, one employee list. You're not having to set those up in multiple places. So those are the under 5,000 products, but now we're going to move on to the free stuff because the free stuff is cool. I mean, this stuff's cool too, but free is free. So free is free and free is good. So Jet Reports. Jet Reports has a reporting package that works with GP, but they also have this Jet Express for Excel, and it kind of enhances Excel right out of the box. It comes with like 20 pre-built reports. It gives you drill down functionality. There's built-in GP functions. So it enhances Excel, and it's free. And it works with GP. So a lot of pluses there. Yeah. I mean, even if you like go out to Jet Reports and download it and then decide you're not out any money. So give it a try. SpellCheck. WillowWare has a SpellCheck free tool, which is nice for notes and comments throughout the system because GP does not have SpellCheck. And so, some people are better at spelling than others. So it's funny because with Word and Outlook and stuff, I'm very used to the autocorrects and everything. And then when you don't have it, like you do get spoiled. Like we run into that when we have to put our time into our timesheet system. For a long time, we didn't have SpellCheck and it was painful. I'm like, maybe we still don't. I think Ryan fixes it now. I don't think. Used to come back and say, you spelled this wrong.
So with these add-ons,
Yep.
does it have to be installed on the server, or can it just be installed on a personal machine?
So Jet Reports, I think, is per client.
Yeah, that's per client.
Excel
Yep.
wherever it resides.
Yeah. Yeah, Willowware is a chunk file. So you're right. So some can be installed just on the local machine. Others, it's a chunk file that gets installed in the GP folder, and so that would have to be put on the server. But good question. So this one is pretty cool. So it's the sales order processing split batch. And basically, it's some code that we can, or that you can, whoever, drop into your GP environment, and it helps pull invoices out of the various batches for posting. Mariano Gomez is a Microsoft MVP, and he speaks at a lot of the GPUG seminars. So like there's a GPUG summit coming up in October. He'll probably be a speaker there. He's pretty well known in the GP community. So Smart Sort. So Etha Tech has a free product as well as the few that you can purchase. And this gives you the ability to sort and help speed up a lot of your inquiries. So it's a little bit different from the other tool we saw. It's not as robust, but it does give you, support some GP lookup windows. So if you are, having problems or want to help streamline the way you guys look up information, we could look at Smart Sort first, and then if that doesn't do the trick, go to the product that you have to purchase. FastPath GP Security Matrix. So this is pretty cool. FastPath does a lot with security. It's an add-on product to GP. They have a suite of add-on products to GP that all deal with security and SOX compliance and all of that. But they have this free, it's basically an Excel spreadsheet with various tabs at the bottom. And each tab is, like the tab that I took a screenshot of is the payables and purchasing tab. And it's a way for you to kind of track or have a record outside of GP of who has access to what. And, it gives you the friendly names of the windows, so it's pretty easy to use and maintain and update. But number 6, lot availability view. So again, this is a little bit of code that was written by another Microsoft MVP, and this kind of augments the lot inquiry window. So for those of you that are using, who has lot tracking turned on in GP here? Anyone? Nobody in the room? Anybody online? Okay, then maybe you guys won't use this one. On to the next. So there is a feature called Auto Dim, and this is a Microsoft thing. And basically, when we turn it on, where is it? It's not in the set file. Where is this? Anyhow, you turn it on, and it really helps automate a little bit your integration manager integrations. So we can actually, with this free tool, you can, it will automatically launch GP and run one or more integrations. You can schedule it so it runs overnight and stuff. So if right now you're manually running integrations on on an interval process, we could look at this to help, again, automate that. Yeah, it's the DEX file. I couldn't, yeah. Who in here is using exchange rates, multi-currency? Okay, good. So there is a free tool that will actually bring in the exchange rates for you into GP, because normally that's a manual update. You go in and once a month or however often you update your exchange tables. This will automate that process for you. some people, I know some people do it daily, obviously some monthly. Okay, Willowware, again, they have this cool tool called the GP Power Pack color settings. So if you have multiple GP companies, or if you have one live company and one test company, and you want to change the colors in both so that the test company maybe has a red background or something, so you know, hey, I'm in the test company, let's not enter transactions like I'm in the live company. We can do that. So it helps differentiate if you have multiple companies in GP. Yes?
Is that available for download, or do you have to get it through the partner?
These are, I believe most of them are available just directly from,
Before it was all-
I think what has to happen is, do you know? For Willowware, do you have to go out, do we have to download it for them?
I think so.
Okay.
Somebody just got it and it went through.
Because you know why? It's part of that Power Pack collection, and you have to download the whole collection, but the color thing is free. Okay, yeah, you still have to go through us. Call us for that. Don't call me, apparently, because I don't know. Call Jessica, because she knows. Right, right. All right, this one I'm really excited about too, because again, this customer that's coming off of Solomon, one of the other features that they have in Solomon that we don't in GP is the ability to copy paste payables distributions. And so again, I ran across this and I'm like, whoa, guys, we have a free tool we can try out. So again, this is free, and it actually allows you to copy paste into payables transactions, sales transactions, and then obviously GL, but GP has that function inherent now. So
Now what about Mem? That's an added layer where, you know, Mem has their own specific windows and they use the additional tab. So that's something we would have to.
yeah, we'd have to check that out. You're right, for the MEM users.
Make sure it doesn't override.
Good point. Good point. That's why Jessica's here, to keep me in line, man. Jessica and Laura, keep me in line, because I can't.
I think a good rule of thumb with
Yeah.
these free products is to look at it from a base GP standpoint, and if you have any add-ons or enhancements or anything like that,
Yep.
you gotta talk with those individuals.
Exactly, and always reach out to us as well. You know, if you want to talk about it or you know, whatever. So the other thing I wanted to point out is a lot of the ISV softwares have free trials. You can get license keys for 30 days, and you can hook it up to a test company or to your Fabricam company and play around with it and check it out and see if it's something you want to use before you purchase it. Kick the tires before you buy, you know? So here's just a few. I would say probably 90% of the ISVs offer this. So this is just a small sample of what you can try out for free before you buy. So back to what Sean just said, because some of this stuff is free, we have to assume that it will work on a standard GP environment. But if there's a lot of add-on products you guys have or customizations or whatever, we want to be safe. We don't want to just throw a bunch of stuff in and cross your fingers and hope for the best. So, you know, you can always reach out and ask us, hey, what do you think? Where should we try this? We have demo environments. Sean and I will be in one later where, you know, we could throw stuff out there and, you know, kind of walk through it, or you guys can put it in a test company. So we always want to try it and test and you know, practice, and don't throw anything right into live because that can cause chaos.
I've